You've got me in a completely different position today. I'm sitting on the mats that I stretch on, which are actually my 7 months old mats, but they're just very conveniently placed for me to do my evening stretches on, which has become like a real part of my routine. Something that I just was thinking about then for a second was, and I'm going to jump around a bit today. It's going to be jumpy and also quick because it's Valentine's Day, isn't it? Is that no matter what, no matter what, and maybe this will change with repetition, and maybe this will change in the future as I keep doing it and keep doing it. My hamstrings are always tight when I stretch them, and I've read that this often in the modern day world, this can come from a lot of sitting. A lot of people work in offices. I sit in a van a lot throughout the day, but I'm also, you know, actually I would say above average in terms of how much physical movement I do during the day, and yet my hamstrings are still tight, particularly when I'm actually going to move for once. So bear with me. Particularly watch out for my hairy legs. When I do this one, you're just gonna have to get it from the from my legs downwards. From what, I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. Particularly, look at them. Look at those beautiful legs. When I do this stretch, so as you can imagine, we've all done it in PE, where you got your hand on this knee, and then you've got this foot here, and you kind of lean, and then you put your hands on there, and you lean into this knee, right? Let's get back into position. Experimenting a bit. That stretch, not them because I didn't do it properly. Where's the camera? That stretch is always really, really intense, and I don't know why. To the point where I have to put my timer on to do it for a minute, because if I don't, I won't get there. With the other ones, I can actually sit in them for longer, like the one where I put my legs on the wall like this, and gravity slowly pulls them apart. The hamstring one, I would try and finish early. If I could, I would think, oh, it's got to have been a minute now because I would be in that much discomfort. Sounds wrong because I don't think you should stretch if you're in a lot of discomfort, but it feels like discomfort. But it's kind of slightly pleasant, like playing with a tooth that's sore in your mouth with your tongue. It's painful, but it's pleasant. But yeah, so little tiny PS on the hamstrings there. I don't know. I'm one of the reasons that I'm stretching so much is that I feel like maybe if you stretch a lot and you keep yourself flexible, I'm not even sure if there's science behind this, but I think that you therefore will get more blood to your muscles and as a result more oxygen to your muscles and be less tired when you're doing physical activity or exercise, and throughout the day maybe you won't tire as quickly. I think that's right, but it's jack science, which is not the same as bro science. It's slightly worse than bro science even. Um, what has happened today that I can talk about, or that I can because it's Valentine's Day. My partner made a special dinner for us, one that we've made a while ago, but we haven't had for a while, and it's like it's called golden noodle soup or something, and it's got tofu in, and it's like a Thai kind of thing, and it's noodles, and it's all sorts of vegetables and stuff. And we haven't had it for a while, and obviously we've got a baby now, 7 months old. He is Stanley, and we like to let him eat similar things to us, and we completely misread how spicy it was. Or we didn't. We knew it was spicy. We didn't think it was extraordinarily spicy, but we misread it a little bit because we thought that if we cooked his vegetables, his broccoli, and some other veg and a bit of tofu in the golden noodle soup and then took it out, it wouldn't have absorbed too much of the spice. I mean, it's not like we went out of the way to make it really spicy or whatever. And then we took the veg out, and it was a little bit spicy, so we kind of agreed to rinse it with cold water to get the spice off. Rinsed it, and thought that'd be enough. He'll be able to eat that. And we gave him a piece of broccoli, and he chewed it for like 15 seconds, and then just wailed, started wailing, went bright red, and it just, yeah, that was it. Like, he was fine. He just, I think, probably the sensation of spiciness he wasn't used to, and it kind of, I wasn't that spicy because I tasted his broccoli afterwards. Um, Usually, I have to wait for him to feed me his food because he's got this thing where he'll, particularly with things like cucumber, he'll kind of, I sit next to him and he'll eat it, and then he'll offer it to me, and then I'll take a bite, and he'll kind of like that, and then he takes it back, which was really cute. But yeah, he just got really upset about this very, very mildly spicy piece of broccoli. I'm not really sure when you can introduce spice to children. Maybe you can do it from this age, and some of them take to it, and some of them don't. But I mean, this wasn't particularly spicy, as I said. He just did not like it. He's a very pale boy because we've both got very pale skin, very, very, very white people, and he went bright red. So, but poor baby. But he was fine within 5 minutes anyway. He was all right. It was just the shock of it. Just like when he taps his head. If he's in a bad mood and he taps his head on something, he is gonna scream. Yeah, you just have. There's definitely there's a sense of the dramatic. I think people say that you should try not to overreact when a baby hurts themselves or when a child hurts themselves, because they can take your reaction and use that to decide how they're gonna respond to it. I guess if you go, oh my god, what happened, then they're gonna think this is a big deal. I need to cry. Um, Whereas if you don't kind of make a big deal out of it, then they won't. But then mood is definitely a factor in how Stanley reacts, because sometimes if he's in a really good mood and he's sort of in, I guess, like in a sitting position, and he goes to go to a crawling position, he goes a little bit too fast, he can like bump his head on the floor, and you think, oh, look, that looked like it hurt, and then he's fine. But then other times he'll just, slightly move forward and like barely hear it. You can tell it's soft. He'll just go for it. Could also be in a sensitive area, but I don't know. Um, yeah, I think I'll probably just leave it there for today. I said I was going to talk about someone who was nice to me, and given as it is Valentine's Day, I will specifically mention my partner, Alicia, because she, after a relatively bad day, she made me a lovely dinner and also vegan bread and butter pudding, which was just like, honestly, delicious. Genuinely think that she could sell it, because there is no vegan bread and butter pudding. There isn't any, and it's one of my favourite desserts. I really think, yeah, I think because I don't want to go into too much detail with this because of time, but um, people who make vegan desserts, restaurants, not so much individual creators or cookers of food, uh, tend to just be very unimaginative. There's a lot of Biscoff going around. There's a lot of brownie. I think chocolate's a bit of a cheat code because you can paper over quality with just very rich chocolate or sugar as well. If something's extra sweet, then I feel like that the overall quality of it isn't great. Just like when something's salty, people oversalt curries and food and stuff like that. There's a place near to us that does that, and you just know that they're covering over something. And my dad likes to say that if you get really salty meat, it's because the meat is off and they've just salted the hell out of it to preserve it. Cool. I'm gonna leave it there because I'm tired, and I'm sitting on my stretching mat. I haven't stretched, and I realise I need to stretch as well, which I've got that lovely hamstring stretch to look forward to. It hurts, but afterwards I feel good having done it. Cool. All right. Have a nice evening. Have a nice morning. Have a nice day. Have a nice life. I hope you get everything you want in life with a little bit of a struggle, because struggle is necessary. It makes you feel good when you overcome things. Cool. Catch you later. Bye.